Hello my lovelies, welcome to another tutorial with me, Angela from Elfen and Helden. I'm happy that you're there, and today we will show you how I transformed an old garden table into this piece of art. The before pictures I'm going to show you in a minute, so stay tuned.
Let's start. First I gave it a thorough cleaning with Dixiebelle's White Lightning. It was also primed with an adhesive primer to ensure better adhesion of the next layers to come. The table is made out of plastic, so that's why I chose to use a bonding primer. I also use a new product from Dixiebelle, which is the Bonding Boss in the color white. Bonding Boss is an all-in-one primer, blocking primer and an adhesive primer in one. The base color for my crackles will be the Dixiebelle's Chalk Mineral Paint in Midnight Sky. Since it's only used for the crackles, one layer is enough for me. I let it dry well. Now comes the crackle medium from Dixiebelle. You see, I'm not very gentle with it. Simply tip it over and spread it with a roller, as the table is pretty large. For the next layer, I use the color Drop Cloth, also from Dixiebelle. Since I will be working with decoupage, I chose white so that the colors of the paper appear brighter afterwards. I avoid overworking the paint so that the crackles, which appear pretty quickly, are not covered with paint again. Thinning with water is usually not necessary if a decent coverage of the paint is desired. Since I'm working on a large area, I chose this technique because it allows the paint to be distributed more quickly. I also used a large brush, the Big Daddy brush from Bells and Whistles. The decoupage paper is the Bucket of Roses from Posh Chalk. For this project I need 2 sheets of DIN A1 size. I use the Posh Chalk Infusor as a decoupage glue. You can also use it to dissolve pigments or to attach decoupage paper, and also for sealing your projects. So just that you know. When I work with large-scale decoupage, I first throw an anchor, so to speak, and fix one end with the infusor. Like that the paper stays in position and can no longer slip. Then I work my way down in sections so that I have enough time to massage out the wrinkles and bubbles. To do this, I simply use a crumpled up piece of cling film. Works like a charm. The edge of the table gets a little highlight. For this I use the trim TR716 from WoodUbend. This has a length of 2.15 meters. I cut the ends so that I can fit them together and you can no longer see the transition points at the end. This time the waterproof wood glue from Titebond is going to be used. Here too I work my way through in sections to make it easier to control. Heat the trim, apply wood glue to the project, place the trim and press it into place until everything is attached and the trim has snuggled itself on the curves of the edge. Finally, I sanded the edges of the trim a little so that they fit nice and smooth into the project. Now the fun part begins. Since the decoupage paper does not cover the entire surface of the table, the edges will now be blended in. For this I chose the chalk mineral colors Putty, Coffee Bean and Chocolate from Dixiebelle. A little tip, seal the decoupage before working on it with paint. This makes it easier for you to take the paint back if you don't like a part of it. I worked with the stipple technique to achieve a blended color transition. Once dry, I'll work with the dainty trellis stencil from Posh Chalk and will also use the pigments Red Magenta, Byzantine Gold and Diamond Gold from Posh Chalk. These are mixed with the Posh Chalk Infusor, which I already used for applying the decoupage. When stenciling, I use all three colors and let them blend into each other. Since I only want to apply the stencil around the roses, I lift the stencil in between to see how far I can go. For painting the trim, I choose the Posh Chalk Smooth Metallic Paste in dark green to match the base of the table. I dilute this with a little water so it's less pasty for painting. After drying, the trim is emphasized with the remaining mixtures of the pigments using the dry brush technique. This is actually the first time for me I'll work with resin. I use the Art Resin. Also, it is a little more expensive. It does not contain any solvents and is odorless, so it can be used without wearing a mask, but you should use some gloves. Also very important, it does not yellow in the sun. First I level the table using a spirit level. Then I mix the resin according to the instructions and distribute it evenly over the tabletop. I eliminate the bubbles with a small torch. The resin dried after 1 day and is completely hardened after 3 days. And the project is finished. What do you say? Glad you watched until the end. Of course, I would be very happy if you subscribe to my channel and if you activate the bell so that you don't miss anything from me anymore. If you have any questions, guys, please feel free to contact me at any time or ask them in the comments. By the way, you can find all the products I used in my shop. The link is in the description, and also a full list of the products I've used. I'm saying goodbye for now, my friends. Until the next time, your Master of Disaster, Angela. Ta-da, bye-bye.